Hi, friends. We're back at the Solid Signal Podcast. The week is December 2nd, 2019. That's right. This is one of the last 4 podcasts of the year. I will tell you we're circling the bowl for 2019 and looking forward to being in the 20s. Can you believe it? The 20s. That doesn't sound right, does it? The 20s. Anyway. But that's not the subject of this week's podcast. This week's podcast is about what you should do when you go up there to put up those holiday lights. Now, some of you were kind of early risers, got up over the holiday weekend, got those holiday lights up over the Thanksgiving holiday, and more power to you. I wish I could be that kind of person and be that ambitious on a holiday weekend. I am not, which means that for a lot of people, you'll be putting up your holiday lights this weekend because it's probably about the latest you can get away with, and I totally get you there. But I have a suggestion for you. Once you are up there putting up those holiday lights, take a look. Take a look at the antenna that's probably up on your roof. Now, maybe you got an antenna from Solid Signal at some point, and if it's up there, that's great. But if not, take a look. There might be an older antenna up there. You might know if you have one, you might not. But, you know, a lot of homes had antennas on them if they were built in the 50s and 60s, even into the 70s. It wasn't really until the latter part of the last century that we started seeing homes where they didn't have TV antennas on them. Because, hey, if you think about it in the 1950s, 60s, 70s, that was how you got your television, was with a TV antenna. So if you've got an older home, you just might have an antenna up there, and it might be already working for you. The nice thing about TV antennas that were built back in the 50s, 60s, 70s is they tended to be really, really well made because they were very expensive at that time. Today, you can get very well made antennas at Solid Signal. You can get cheap antennas at Solid Signal. It depends on how long you think you're going to keep it and what makes sense for you money-wise. So you go up on the roof and you find there's an antenna that was put up there by the previous homeowner or the one before that or the one before that. What do? Take a look at it. Is it in generally good condition? Are all the elements relatively straight? Is it nice and firmly mounted? Sometimes you find them mounted to chimneys, that sort of thing. If so, chances are you can hook it up and get free over-the-air television right now. If it's got that flat wire coming off of it, you can replace that with a Balun from Solid Signal, or you can run that flat wire into the house if it's already run in there and use an adapter, which, again, you can get at Solid Signal, or you can find them. Sometimes you can find them at like Rite Aid or CVS or that kind of store as well. And bing, bang, boom. You've got great antenna reception. You've got dozens of channels that you didn't even know that you had, which is pretty awesome, I gotta say. But take a look at that antenna. If it's in great shape, maybe you can use it. If it's not in great shape, you might at least be able to use the mast, the part that it's mounted to. Put an antenna up there and you'll be in business before you know it. And I'd like to kind of stick in a plug here and say that an antenna does make an excellent holiday gift because it's one of those things when I give gifts, I don't like to give gifts that cost something else in the future. For example, if I give a Netflix gift card, then somebody has to start paying for Netflix after I'm done. If I give them a streaming box, they've got to sign up for services. Give somebody an antenna or get somebody to give you an antenna, which is honestly even better. And there's nothing more to buy. You hook up that antenna, run the cable down to your television, connect it. Every television has got an antenna connector. You probably didn't even realize there was one on the television that you already have. You press the menu button on your TV's remote and look for something that's a setup, off-air setup, that sort of thing. And it takes about 5 minutes to scan, and you're in business. I'll just give you a general warning, and that's to be as careful as you can possibly be this time of year. Getting up on a ladder when it's cold, when it could potentially be wet, when there could be snow up there, just be super careful. A lot of times I recommend people do this kind of antenna reconnaissance during the summer, but, you know, it kind of puts aside the idea that people are going to be up there putting up holiday lights anyway. And if you're the sort of person who does that sort of thing, then you really should be up there checking stuff. And if you got an antenna already, by the way, if you got one from Solid Signal, first of all, thank you. Second of all, take a look while you're up there. Are all the cables nice and tight? Are there weather boots? And if there are weather boots, are they in good condition? Because winter is coming, my friends. It has already come for a lot of us, especially at our Michigan headquarters, but it is coming fast and furious. And if you are going to spend a lot of time indoors during the winter, you want to make sure that all of your home theater equipment is in tip-top shape. You don't want to be stuck without any internet, without any television, without any media. Because honestly, I mean, what are you going to do? You go back to the 18th century and start knitting or something like that? Or, heck, do some of those chores that you've always been promising? No, you want to have a great entertainment experience. And this is your opportunity to do it. It's your opportunity to get that whole situation taken care of as far as an antenna is concerned. And make sure that when you sit down to relax, whether it's during the holiday season or not, that you've got all the options that you need. Anyway, that's about it for me at the Solid Signal podcast for this week. I hope you have a great one. I hope you had a great holiday, by the way. And I look forward to giving you the last couple of podcasts for the year and then on into the 20s.